and welcome everybody, Will here. In today's episode, this is going to be my Itzhak Bentov meditation method. The complete version for 2026. This is getting to be the end of January. So, this is going to be, first off, more of my morning routine. One, because it is morning here, and two, there is a little bit of difference. I do the same kind of routine throughout the day, just with a little bit different mindset, practicing different techniques of mindfulness, and then throughout the day it's reflection, and then at the end of the day it's kind of a closure, reflection. It's my own take on how I do meditation, and how you perform your meditation, your breath work is going to be completely up to you. So with that said, I'm going to show you what I do. So first off, I've got a blanket here. Doesn't need to be a yoga mat. A yoga mat will help support your lower regions. Right here, I'm up against this wall. It kind of helps support the back, get that back alignment pretty good, and doesn't require you having to hold in this upper posture, which a lot of people, especially when you're a beginner, still like me, I've only been doing this for about 6 months, maybe a year now, and I just don't have that correct posture on its own. This lets me get into my meditation, keep that strong posture as I'm kind of getting better at my postures. So with that said, I'm just getting comfortable, got my mat, I have my fountain here. This is, people ask me a lot about whether I use any sort of music, sound when I do my meditation. And for me, and Itzhak Bentov would say this is where I get this from, this is where my whole meditation is that you're supposed to be more like a tuning fork for your own sound out in the universe, and you're also supposed to be kind of like this antenna or beacon. That's what I am trying to follow, because that's actually what was there. And that's what I've been continuing on doing, and it continues to help, and I do see the gains from it. I think I have much further to go. It's a meditation that's more of a lifelong process, but like I said, it is benefiting me. That's why I continue to do it. So with that said, we get kind of set up here, got my situation, got my fountain. This fountain also, I recorded the sounds of this fountain and I uploaded it onto YouTube. You can find it on my channel if you want to listen to the exact same sound that I listen to when I do my meditation. I recorded it on there, so if I'm at places like an airport, or I'm at somewhere where I can't bring this, I can put in my earbuds, listen to that water fountain sound as I do my meditation. What I found for me is that just the subtle water sound kind of triggers my brain. It kind of knows, it's trained now to know that when it hears the sound, it's time for relaxation, it's meditation time. It's not time to have a lot of anxiety or thoughts or panics or any of that kind of stuff. It really tells my brain, like, okay, great, this is a perfect time, it's time to relax. It isn't necessarily a time for sleep, and I always say this in all my videos, is that I feel like for me, to achieve a really good meditation, I had to kind of start to get a little bit better sleep at night, which might be something that a lot of people out there might need to tackle a little bit with, and then to cut back on the caffeine, because for me on this meditation, I'm trying to relax without falling asleep, and I'm trying to lower my brain and heart hertz and coherence, and that's really hard for me, at least at my age, with the anxiety and with caffeine and that kind of stuff. Some people can drink a ton of caffeine, go into a full meditation, have a great session. For some people, you might find it a little bit harder, because caffeine really can affect your meditation. Just a heads up. With that said, once I get comfortable and I get my align, I will start closing my eyes. What we're going to do next is the breath work. I'm going to try to find a good position. It's usually something like this in here, where I'm resting my arms. It doesn't need to be a perfect position where you are. You don't need to hold this. You don't need to go like that. It's more like you just need to get comfortable without falling asleep. So sometimes I do something like that. Sometimes it's like this, where I'm just relaxing. Sometimes I do feel like, especially when I'm trying to do just a little bit more like tuning fork where I'm trying to be more of an antenna. Sometimes I will use my hands, but most of the time it's a relaxation session. It's a decompression time. It's a time to relieve some stress and just to get that heart rhythm down, brain rhythm down. And so from there we go, from here I go into breath work. And basically for me, it's going to be about 4 seconds in through the nose, a slight hold, and then we're going for 5 to 6 seconds out very slowly. Once again, all through the nose. Some of the old yogis would say the nose is for breathing, the mouth is for eating. So, and this isn't a big one where you're having to do big bellows of air or anything like that. It's just starting to slow down the rhythm of the heart and the brain. And I'll show the breathing again. And I'll keep doing that and keep spacing out, getting that exhale down. I can already feel it. I can already hear it in my voice. It's starting to slow my body down a little bit. And that's really what we're going for here. Once we get our breath work in there and we start getting it solid, I used to use my hand over here. It reminds me to try to use my stomach or my diaphragm to do the breathing. And then I'll use my thumb to kind of monitor the heart. And it was kind of a reminder that the reason that we're here and we're trying to do this is to just slow down. You want to practice a little bit of mindfulness, and that's just the thoughts that start to come in. Just try to be the master of your thoughts and control those thoughts and say, listen, not right now, I'm trying to do something. Because right here, you're focusing on your breath, you're focusing on the breathing in, you're focusing on the counts a little bit, you're just trying to get that rhythm down. So it's more of an entrainment for your heart to start slowing down as your breathing starts slowing down. You'll start feeling in a very comfortable, non-sleepy state is what we're going for here. And as that happens here, the brain will slowly kind of follow. The brain and heart coherence really is part 3 of this, is when you start that breathing, that good breath work, you're going to see that heart-brain kind of talking to each other, the alignment through the spine, through the kundalini, through your power source, through where you're supposed to be kind of focusing on this positive energy, trying to align the back, as Itzhak Bentov would say, and be your own instrument. You're creating your own standing wave just through how the spine structure is, through the micro oscillations, through the vibrations, through your heart, through your brain. So by doing this meditation, you're controlling those vibrations, some of those oscillations, into a more harmonious, relaxing state. And that's really what you're shooting for here. So 1 is getting your situation set up, 2 is your breath work, 3 we start focusing on the breath work should be slowing the heart down, the brain down. It's that heart-brain coherence here. 4, I'm going to say it's something called hemisync, and that's just where your right brain and your left brain are relaxing, talking to each other. For me, I use positivity, respect, love, just a antenna, beacon, just sitting here, I'm able to kind of do that. Some people have used imagination, which is a Tom Campbell approach. There's a few other ways of achieving that hemisync, and binaural beats, sound can sometimes do that for some people. So we practice this a long time before we go to the last 5 and step 6, and that's basically where it's a reflection. Once you really have your brain's relaxed, you're really being that standing wave beacon. Itzhak Bentov would tell you it's about seeing the holographic expansion or the holographic state, which is basically you're a part of that universe and the universe is part of you, and that's how we're all really connected. And so that's a big discussion that we have on a daily basis here on this channel. If you got anything out of this today or you liked it, please hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to continue doing my meditations and keep teaching for everybody absolutely free. And as always, you guys have a blessed journey.